We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, relieve suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tăng thịnh, vị thứ pháp hội cấp nhật thiết chúng sanh. Hình chiến diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly hô đạc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Knowable, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đan Thô Sư Chế Đô Ye A La Hời Đi San Mèo San Pu Tô Xế. Nam mô Tát Đắc Tha Tô Già Đa Già La Hà Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Thoa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian wan jie nan zao yi wo jin jian wen de shou ci yuan jie ru lai zhe shi yi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Jingliang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good no advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识、弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư Thượng Thiện Hóa, quý thầy cô ca và các vị thiện sư thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone. Today is the 28th of January 2024. We're here at Go Forest to continue discussing the first chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra, a chapter about world rulers. We are in the end, at the end where the verses are recited, made by this celestial king in the fifth desire heaven. All right. Thank you all for coming. 489. The thus come one's blessings and virtue are identical with space. The good light, the God light of mindfulness perceives thus.
如来福德同虚空，此念光天所观见。
Okay, so commentary slide 490. So the Buddhas have two characteristics, and you measure people by two things, blessings and virtue. Okay, ultimately, those are the things that will differentiate people, all of you, regardless. Your level of blessings, your level of virtue. Okay, And so the thus come ones, when you look at his blessings in virtue, you see that he's identical with space. Space is vast, is limited, and therefore his blessings are just as vast, as limitless as space. How is it possible? How can you make your blessings and space and virtue as limitless as space? First obvious thing is that you keep on creating virtues, we keep on cultivating blessings and cultivating virtues. But it's endless. So how do you get there? Because it's... So you never become a Buddha, this space of yours, right? You say, so I'm learning now in Mahayana, I'm smarter now. In Mahayana, the key about Mahayana, key attributes are blessings and virtue. So I'm going to create blessing and create virtue. And in order to become a Buddha, you become limitless as space. Meaning that there's a contradiction here. You never become a Buddha in this space that we're going. I don't know about you and mine. Thank you very much. How is it possible? How do you make your blessings in virtue identical with space? What? You haven't thought about this? Yes, one.
Emitofuo Master, in order to have a limitless blessing, that for the Buddha, that there is no good deed that he haven't done. So he have done all kind of good deed.
That's what the books tell you.
Yeah, that's what the books tell.
You believe everything they tell you?
It makes sense, yeah.
Makes sense. So, but the point I'm making is that, okay, so we taught, because the example of the Buddha is that there's nothing that's meritorious or virtuous we are not willing to do. Okay? Yes? There's nothing you're not willing to do. How does it become limitless as space? Meaning that you have to keep on doing this forever. You never become a Buddha at this pace. Look, how many temples can a monk build in his lifetime? Okay, think about it. How many disciples can you save in a lifetime? You keep on going and going, and the Energizer rabbit eventually runs out of juice. How can it become limitless? Yes, excuse me. 2.
Thank you, Master. So if you can drop off everything and no attachments, your blessing can be limitless.
Okay, limitless. But you see, it's limitless, but it has to be like limitless like space. Meaning that I can intellectually, I have a problem with it because I'm supposed to create blessings and harness virtue. Okay? It has to become limitless. But my time is not limitless. My life is not limitless. Huh? So how do you become limitless? Yes, in the back. Number 4.
Hello, Master. Maybe realizing Buddha's nature?
Okay, that's a good guess. But what is that Buddha nature realizing? How's it to become limitless? Do you know what you're talking about?
Well, no.
Okay, so you believe everything you read, and everything you read, everything you told, you heard, you believe it. And my problem is that, yeah, it sounds good, but how am I going to get there? Because it seems like endless to me.
Maybe like realizing that everything is empty.
Okay, when you have to stop using the word maybe. Maybe meaning you have no conviction whatsoever. Take a stand. Okay?
Yes.
It's not time to be humble. I demand to know, how do I become as limitless as space? You tell me maybe, so okay. Next. Good try. Thank you. DTT.
다른 마이크 좀 주시겠어요? 세븐.
마스터. 공덕을 지으면서 했다는 생각을 안 하고 공덕을 지으며 무량한 공덕을 짓는 것 같습니다.
When you accumulate blessing and merit, don't think about that you are actually contributing and making blessing and merit. Just do it without thinking about it, and it will be limitless.
Doing it without thinking about it will make it limitless. Sounds pretty simple, huh? So I'm going to do something good, I don't think about it. Okay, here. Here's a statue. Don't think about it. Okay. I'm not thinking about it. Here, take it. It sounds good, okay? So it sounds like if I were her, I only have to do one thing and don't think about it. I like that solution, huh? Wouldn't that be nice? Just, I'm going to do one nice thing. I'm going to save one person. And after I save that person, I don't think about it anymore. JMT.
Di Đà Phật. Trong kinh Phật dạy là các pháp đều không có tự tánh, thì cái người cho và người nhận đều không. Thì trong kinh Kim Cang dạy cũng vậy. Trên bố thí mình thấy có người cho, của cho và người nhận thì nó có giới hạn. Mình thấy không, mình quán tưởng không, cái không có giới hạn giống như không vậy. Cũng như trong kinh Bát Nhã dạy mình làm phước, rồi mình hồi hướng thế này thế nọ. Đức Phật nói mình hồi hướng như vậy rồi, hồi hướng có thúc độc. Tất cả pháp trên mới nói đó, cái gì thiên vương gì đó, giống như thấy như hư không, có cái gì mà nhận với người nhận cái gì nữa, nên nó là limitless. Hồi đầu vô thầy trẻ cái vị thiên vương gì mới nói đó, thấy Như Lai như hư không.
Okay.
Hello, Master. Can you hear me? Hello, Master. Emitofuo, in the sutra, the Buddha said that all Dharma are empty. There's no self-nature. Even the giver and the receiver is empty. Based on Vajra Sutra, it also says so. So if you can still see that there is still a receiver, there's still a giver, and there's still a thing to give, then you are limited. Also, this part I'm not quite remember. Venerable Shinchu said, he said that the transferring merit and virtue, when you see that view, is like you drink the poison, just like the sentence that was spoken before in the sutra, saying that this God light of mindfulness see that the blessing and virtue of the Buddha, it's just like empty space.
Okay, that sounds good, and that's what all the sutras and the books are saying. Okay, if that's your understand, how come you're not a Buddha yet? Unless you're a Buddha already, I don't know about. There's a difference between understanding the principles. You see, all of you understand the principles. Yeah, Buddha's merit and virtue is as limitless as space, like Master XC says, the old abbot says. He understands the concept. Yeah? How come he's not a Buddha? Are you a Buddha, Master old abbot? Just checking first. Are you a Buddha?
Con trên đường như vậy, mà mình tu học nếu không đi đường đó thì đi đường nào? Cũng như Đức Phật Thích Ca nói là Ngài tu đến khi không biết bao nhiêu kiếp không thành Phật, đến khi Ngài gặp Phật Định Quang mới thành Phật được. Trong cái cuốn mà Kinh Sám Hối Trang Nghiêm thành Phật Đại Thông Hương Quảng đó, ta tu không biết bao nhiêu kiếp không thành Phật, cho đến khi ta gặp Phật Định Quang, có một quá trình, chứ không ai nói mà làm được tới liền.
Okay. Okay.
Hello, Master. I'm on my way. It's like if we don't go in that way, then where are we going?
So the answer confirms to me that he's not a Buddha yet. Okay, let's not argue with this. Okay. Very good. Wei Mao, what's your view?
Thank you, Master. I'm just, my thought is that we have to reach Buddhahood to be able to be limitless.
Yeah. But how? You guys keep on talking, telling me it's empty as space, as limited as space, but how? Because my time is not empty as space. My body is not as empty as space. The Buddha became a Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha became a Buddha because he has the same body as I do. Yeah? Yes, 4.
Developing wisdom.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I develop wisdom. Okay, so does so do a lot of people. She's still not Buddhas yet. Yes, JC.
순간이라도 삼매에 드는 것입니다. 네, 한순간이라도 삼매에 드는 것입니다.
It's entering samadhi even one moment.
And what?
Even one moment entering samadhi.
One moment entering samadhi. Okay. If you enter samadhi, I enter first dhyana. How does it make me a Buddha? Anyone else? Yeah? Wei Mao.
Master, I think that we should follow the life, good knowing advisor, or the Buddha, that when he's alive, we have his story. If he's still alive, we can follow him. He would be able to show us the way to get there. But unfortunately, nowadays we don't have the Buddha. So we have the person like a live good knowing advisor show us the way. Then we at least can get to where he wants us to be.
Okay, that's very good. Good thinking. But then how did Buddha become a Buddha? He has no good advisor. Does it mean we're doomed to not ever become a Buddha unless there's a Buddha in the world and we follow the Buddha? And Buddhism is very limited, isn't it? Anyone else? Am I making sense? Does my question make sense to you? It's very specific. Yes, YouTube.
Thank you, Master. We have Diego has a comment. He says, Emitofuo, Master. Fundamentally, the Dharma body is the same as space. If you realize the nature of this Dharma body, then you will be limitless.
That's all what the sutras say, yes. You telling me what everyone else can find in any scriptures, in Mahayana, okay? I'm asking you how. You're telling me the principles, I'm asking you the phenomena. What do I need to do to realize that principle? You see, Buddhism has two parts. One is the principles of Buddhahood, principle of limitless. Two is that, what do I need to do to realize that limitlessness? This is where most people are confused about, especially Buddhist disciples. They read the principles, and they're wonderful principles, they're true principles that the Buddhas talk about, Bodhisattvas talk about, patriarchs talk about. Okay? That's the principle. But what do you do to realize this principle? That's what I'm asking. And I'm telling you is that you have tell me this limitless here. In principle, I'm limitless. But my time is not. You understand? My body is not. For example, the old abbot, that's given something very specific. The old abbot, when I asked him on New Year's Day to take the whisk and whisk you, okay? Beat you up. It's coming, by the way. 2 weeks' time. Okay? New Year's, Lunar New Year, our abbots will take a whisk and beat you up. Okay? And so the old abbot says, hey, it's a nice thing to do, okay? But beware that if you do that, you pay. You pay with your body. So right there is not limitless, is it? Because the point he's making is that your mind may believe in limitless, but when your body does it, it's not limitless. In principle, you can talk big. You can talk big deals, big things. But when you act, it's not limitless. There's a disconnect somewhere. Where is it? You understand? It's easy for you, everyone to tell me it accords with the Buddhist principles. That's a proper Dharma. But when you do it, okay? It's just like it's just like you say, the principle of the TV. You can describe it to me in great details, engineering details, but that's still not enough. You still don't have a TV, do you? You still have someone, a craftsman, an assemblyman who assembles all these things to turn it into a TV that's useful to you. The description of the TV is useless to you. You can't use it. Am I making sense to you? This is troublesome in Buddhism in particular. When people read these principles and they talk about it, and they tell each other, the our master tell their disciples, and they and so on down the line, and all the principles are transmitted. Yes, this treasure of the knowledge there, but we still have no TVs until someone makes it. Yeah. DTT.
Master, I still read from the book that the Bodhisattvas, we want to reach the Buddhahood, they have to perfect their practice like unlimited lifetime after lifetime to be able to reach the Buddhahood. So they keep doing it until you perfect it. Then at one time you are able to reach the Buddhahood.
You are right. Okay? It's true that they have to go through limitless lifetimes to do it. Why? Why do they have to do that? Do you know? See, you keep on telling me about the principles, but you still don't understand what it takes to do it. Yes, it's true that Shakyamuni Buddha has to go through 3 akamseya, some kiyayas, kalpas to perfect his merit and virtues, and 100 kalpas to perfect his marks, his appearances. All right? And those are the prescriptions that they did. Okay. But you're still not telling me what is the principle behind it. Yes, you too. Why you have to go through so long?
Thank you, Master. Ray Zhuang says you have to endure a lot of pain.
Okay.
And
do a lot of pain. So Buddhists are sort of like masochists. They do it because they enjoy pain.
I don't think you enjoy it, but
the pain seekers.
Chris says, does helping propagate Buddhist Dharma and helping others learn the teachings of the Buddha, is that what brings us closer to Buddhahood, so they can attain spiritual awakening? And does that bring us unlimited meritorious blessings?
Okay, in principle, yes. You too. Yes, DTT.
Okay, Master, you should make a vow, great vow.
Okay, so I make great vows. I made a lot of great vows. That's why I'm here with you. I vow to still make more great vows because I don't want to stop. I vow to make a lot more TVs for you, endlessly. Anyone else? See the subtleties here. Yes, 4. Get enlightened, absolutely. Okay. DTT. Well, a lot of people are enlightened and they're not Buddhas.
중생의 수가 한량이 없고 또 그 한량 없는 중생을 한량 없이 돕다 보니 허공과 같이 그렇게 복과 덕이 많으시다고 생각합니다, 부처님께서.
I believe they are limitless living beings, and also Buddha helped limitlessly for these living beings.
Can you increase the volume? Oh, I think I lost my volume here, my monitor. That's why now your voice out there is smaller, not as audible.
Hello, can you hear me, Master, now?
No, just increase the volume, that's all. I have a hard time hearing your speakers.
Should I increase
That's
my
fine.
volume?
No, that's fine. You're fine. Now I can hear you.
So I
Before
believe.
you sounded like you're sleepy.
Oh boy, Master. Sorry. There are limitless living beings, and Buddhas help the living beings limitlessly. So because of that, the Buddha's blessing and the merit is as big as space and limitless.
Okay. DTT.
Master, I try one more time. I think because it kind of like a nuclear reaction, like the Buddha keep doing that until one time he have a lot of bodies and he have a lot of to have unlimited being. So then so he have the blessing and virtue like space.
So Buddhas, in order to become Buddhas, need to have nuclear energy.
Yes, Master.
Okay, what about the nuclear fuel? What do we do? What do Buddhists do with all the nuclear fuel that are used up? Where do they put it? DTT? Okay, very good. You see, I'm checking with you because you are so wise and you know so much, and you keep on telling me the principles behind it, and you still don't understand what it takes. Okay, beware of that. The reason that the Buddha's blessings and virtue are as limitless as space is because it took them forever to do it. Okay? Meaning that they spend one lifetime to do it, and they don't say, is that enough? And they keep on going lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, go to places after places after places. Okay? And that's how it becomes limitless. When you do it often enough, long enough, okay, then you no longer are calculating. Because what happens is that the reason why it takes them so long to do it is because since forever you've been calculating for yourself. Since beginningless time, you've been calculating, you've been scheming, you've been measuring and plotting for yourself. Yes or no? I don't know about you, but I'm plotting to have more temples and disciples. Because that's what I'm supposed to do. You see that? So lifetime after lifetime, you have these habit energies that we're planning, we're scheming, we're calculating. And therefore, you cannot tell me that your mind can become empty as space, just like that. It takes forever to undo these things, folks. Now it's time for us to get started. Don't say that, I have time. What's the hurry? It's always next lifetime. No, that kind of mindset is wrong. Okay? Yes, you too.
We have Peter Salvia who says, I believe you have to cultivate and perfect the Buddha Dharma throughout limitless lifetimes to first obtain unlimited virtue, so you can give limitless merit from your Buddha bank account.
It's just like what I like now, thinking back, I look at the life of Master YongHua, who is not a Buddha. So he's on the way, what he's doing to practice, harness blessings and virtues so that become identical with space. What did he do? What he did was the deeds that we are not willing to do. Have you thought about it? These people of virtues, they appear in our world to do deeds, to perform deeds that we are not willing to do. So don't tell me about limitless yet. Let's look at Master Sheno, for example. What is it he's doing we're not willing to do? That's why we are not limitless. He's more closer to limitless than we are. Am I making sense to you? We're no longer talking about theory. Yes, I know you empty, your nature is empty, you enlighten everything. But is it reflected in your behavior every day? Buddhas are that way every day, and everything they do is limitless. But we're not. So in order to bridge the gap between us and the Buddhas, you can watch these Mahasattvas, okay? Watch them. What is it they do? Master YongHua is no Buddha, but he's a great Mahasattva. And therefore, what is he doing that we're not willing to do? They have to come to our world to use the body, their lives, to show us what we're not willing to do. Do you know that? It's easy for them to sit up here, to a Dharma master, sit up here and say, I'm limitless, you limitless, you have the Buddha nature, I have the Buddha nature. Okay, but it takes this sutra called Avatamsaka Sutra to tell us about Buddha blessings and virtue are limitless like space. Okay, to remind us we're not. And then between Buddhas and us, there's a Mahasattva called YongHua. He's on the way, like Master O. Abbot says. He's on the way. Okay? So they're between here, us and the Buddhas. The old Abbot is between us and the Buddhas. Okay? So, O Abbot, it's true, you're on the way. Okay? But look at Master YongHua's life story. What is it that he did that we're not willing to do? That proves to you that he's more closer to limitless than we are. Does it make sense to you? We're no longer talking about theory here. We have to start building this TV set here. Is it clear? The time is no longer talking about principles. Are you willing to cross your legs? You have another 6 days left for you to cross your legs until you become enlightened. Buddhas became enlightened crossing their legs. Okay, that's why he did. He sat into a tree and crossed legs and he became a Buddha. And let's be real, because we are in the midst of a Chanchi. Are you willing to sit for 7 days without getting up until you become enlightened? Okay, let's never mind about Buddha. Can we be real? Huh? I know we're not limitless. I'm asking you alone, just for tonight only, between us. Just only, we know among ourselves, and we won't tell anyone. Okay? Are you willing to sit for 7 days? So how many days are you willing to sit? No days. You are terrible. You understand my point? You cannot sit for 7 days. Then how many days are you willing to sit? Don't look at me like that. Bend your legs. This woman is dangerous. She, as soon as I said, you cross your legs for 7 days, she immediately stretched her legs and... How can you possibly ask her to cross your legs anymore? You are schemy people. Too fast, okay? Cannot be trusted. You understand? We're so fast. We immediately said, as soon as I started saying, can you sit for 7? You have 7 days left. We started laughing already. See, you're too fast. That's why. Here's the process. You're not willing to sit 7 days. How many days are you willing to try? Okay, you try that. Next time, try longer, try longer, try longer. That's what Buddhists have to do. Over and over and over again. Okay? And so, my point here is that at our level, we don't know. But look at the level of Master YongHua, who is a Mahasattva, and so see what he's doing in his lifetime. This is why we learn about the life stories of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas. We learn about what is that they did, they're willing to do, that eventually helped them become a Buddha. There's so many things we're not willing to do, are we? Are we willing to give away our wives? He's ignoring me completely. Look at him. I'm asking you, not anyone in particular, are you willing to give up your wife? See? Buddha gave up his wives, his many wives. So that's why you do. That's why it takes so long, because we need time to learn to let go, and more and more and more. All right? You can no longer talk about it. You do it long enough, then you stop counting, you stop scheming. Until then, you're still calculating, you're still thinking, how would that benefit me? Yeah? All right. They no longer calculate for themselves. The God light of mindfulness perceives this. He's mindful of this. He's mindful of the fact that he no longer plans for himself, only does things that he likes or wants. 491. Countless aeons throughout the 3 periods of time, as well as the different features related to their formation, decay.
山世所有无量劫，如其成败种种相。
Okay, so Buddhism has a concept of endless times, beginningless time, and endless time. So it's no beginning for time, no ending for time. Okay, we right now can think of the past, okay, go as far back as we can, and we can think about infinitely in the future. Actually, this in Buddhism is also way beyond your ability to remember. There's a time when it's a beginningless time. You can go back endlessly. So meaning that time is endless for Buddhas. It's not endless for us. Okay? The past is not endless for us. So it says, throughout the 3 periods of time, in the time scale, as well, different features related to their formation. So the world will go through the 4 phases of creation, dwelling, change, and emptiness or destruction. 493 are completely displayed in a single pore of the Buddha. Tremendous thundercloud knows this state.
佛依毛孔，皆能现，最上云音所了知。
Okay, and so this endless time here, the endless timeline, where you see all the changes of the worlds, okay, happening, creating, dwelling, where it's growing up, and then decay, and then it's dying like us. Okay, aging, and then emptiness or destruction. Okay, so all those, you see all the on the timeline, it can be, all that can be displayed on a single pore of the Buddha. Okay, you can explain all you want, and basically it's endless. This infinite timeline can be displayed on one single pore of the Buddha. It's called inconceivable. There's no way for you to conceive of it or to understand. Imagine it with your mind or understand it. Okay? That's all. So that's why the Avatamsaka Sutra is trying to remind you that your wisdom, your Buddha wisdom, your enlightened nature is beyond your comprehension. Your thinking mind is not something that you can conceive of. You cannot think of, you cannot understand. All right? So something this long, this huge, this humongous, and measureless can be displayed on the tip, on a pore of the Buddha. So endless can be so tiny. All right? It's inconceivable. And this tremendous thundercloud knows that. So he has tremendous wisdom to be able to see that. 495, the volume of space throughout the 10 directions can be known, but the scope of the Buddha's pores cannot be measured.
十方虚空可知量，佛毛孔量不可得。
So, 496, it says, if you manage to find a way to measure the space in the 10 directions. There's some scientists who can feel that they can spend a lifetime trying to do that. Okay, go for it. And this Mahasattva says, but never mind about empty space. You can try to do that, but you cannot measure the number of pores on the Buddha body. All right? Beyond comprehension. 497, this inconceivable state of non-obstruction is understood by Celestial King, Wonderful Cow.
如是无碍不思议，妙计天王已能悟。
So non-obstruction here. So this is a very important concept you should know. Okay, you should be aware of, and don't try to understand. It says it's non-obstruction, meaning that large, cannot obstruct small, small cannot obstruct large. Okay, so they are all interpenetrating. This is a state of your wisdom. Your Buddha's wisdom is this way. Okay, so that's an Avatamsaka concept. Perfectly interpenetrating, unobstructed, and inconceivable. Just memorize it. Just hear it, and that's it. Okay? And consider yourself extremely blessed to be able to hear it and not reject it. Just hear it, that's all. And it's understood by Celestial King, Wonderful Cow. Wonderful Cow here, this guy is enlightened at a very wonderful level. So that's why he's called Wonderful Cow. Cow represents the enlightenment of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas. 499, throughout immeasurable eons in worlds long past, the Buddha thoroughly cultivated vast great paramitas.
佛于囊世无量劫，具修广大波罗蜜。
500. Since immeasurable eons in worlds, in many, many worlds long past. So Buddha got his start a long, long time ago. Okay, it takes a while to become a Buddha. And what did he do? Well, for a long, long time, has been doing since a long, long time. He thoroughly Okay, meaning he completely cultivated everything. He didn't say, I do this, I don't do that. Whatever he is taught to cultivate, he cultivated them all. That's thoroughly, okay? Completely, okay? Vast, great paramitas. Vast paramitas refers to vast, great here. If you will, Guang is two-dimensional on this plane here, x, y, and great is the z axis. So he cultivated all sorts of paramitas, small and large, okay, the great here is explained by nothing that is too small of a paramita that we will not do. No single small deed to benefit someone that he's not willing to do. Okay, it's that kind of practice. 501, tirelessly practicing with ever diligent vigor, joyful wisdom knows this Dharma door.
勤行精进无厌怠，喜慧能知此法门。
502. So he's been practicing these paramitas. These paramitas are Dharma doors in Mahayana. Every single practice in Mahayana belongs to a class of paramita. Okay? Oh, you can classify all of them into 10 paramitas, or you can break them down. It will encompass every single practice, Buddhist practices. Okay? And the Buddha's tirelessly has been tirelessly 勤行精进无厌怠 and so he's diligently practiced, vigorously practiced without any 厌怠, without any laziness, and without being tired of it, get bored of it. You sit for a few hours and you become bored, aren't you? You say, this is so boring. I can't take it. I'm really doing nothing whatsoever. It's such a waste of time. Okay? And so he tirelessly he doesn't rest, okay, and he practices with vigor, and he doesn't get bored, find any boredom in his practices. Okay, joyful wisdom knows his Dharma door, because he understands this. When this guy here, this Mahasattva, this world ruler here, has been tirelessly practicing with more and more vigor what he's been taught. That's how he became enlightened and experiencing the wisdom, great wisdom that brings him a lot of joy. 喜慧, this wisdom that brings joy to him, to his life. Life is no longer a drudgery. Okay? So don't think that we do all this because we keep on suffering like rumor has it that at our temples, our training is about suffering. It's not true, because eventually you will have joyful wisdom. I promise. When I find it, I will tell you. 503. The causes and conditions that result in karma are hard to fathom. Yet the Buddha explains them for everyone in the world.
业性因缘不可思，佛为世间皆演说。
Okay. He's asking to be slapped again. No, the ghost. I'm not talking with the boy. The causes and conditions that result in karma. We create karmas for really very obscure reasons. You know, have you found yourself doing something that you are later regretted and you couldn't understand? You ask, why did you do that? You say, I don't know. Okay? Because it's so complex, there's so many causes and conditions that are intertwined in your finally screaming, for example. Okay? So that's why instead of trying to explain to them, you scream because of these complex network of reasons why you scream. How do we tell him? Just beat the heck out of the ghost. And he's scared and he stops. All right? But Buddhas, we cannot. For us, it's not enough time for us to try to understand the causes and conditions, okay, that compel us to create karmas. Buddhas understand very clearly why we create karmas, how we created karmas. That's why Buddha's wisdom is incredible. You are so proud when you understand something. You say, I got it. I got it now. This is why he did it. This is why, what happened. Okay? Buddhists understand this complex, intertwined network of cause and conditions behind the karmas that people create. So this is to point out to you that the level of wisdom that you have could be greatly enhanced by cultivation. And case in point, we're not talking about Buddha's wisdom here, we're talking about your wisdom. These practices will help you understand more and more about, increase your wisdom about the karma so that you can stop hurting yourself or benefit yourself far better, far more. Okay? So karma here are not necessarily bad. Okay? But the Buddha understands any kind of karma, good or bad or neutral karmas, and he understands completely. And that's how this kind of wisdom enables him to teach and help all sorts of living beings rise above themselves, their limitations. Okay? That's wisdom. Isn't that wonderful to be able to see the motivation of why we do good things or bad things? Okay? Yeah. Yet the Buddha explained them for everyone in the world. So now that the Buddha has that kind of wisdom, okay, that kind of knowledge, he goes and explains for them, for everyone. That's why he speaks Dharma constantly. 505. The Dharma nature is fundamentally pure and undefiled. This is the place of entry for flower light.
法性本净无诸垢，此是华光之入处。
506. Commentary. This flower light, world ruler, Okay, he has entered this kind of wisdom, meaning that he entered. When you say entry here in the Ru Chinese, it means that he's able to enter the Buddha's wisdom, the Buddha's world, if you will. Okay, this is what is taught in the Lotus Sutra. The Buddha came to our worlds. They approach us in order to teach us how to enter their worlds. Okay, their enlightened world of enlightenment. Okay, so this guy entered into the world of enlightenment, and he became known as flower light. Okay, very adorned. The light is so adorned, as beautiful flowers. All right, so that's how, so he was enlightened, and he entered into that world of enlightenment. Okay, how did he do that? He did that. He became enlightened by always remembering, mindful that the Dharma nature is fundamentally pure and undefiled. What does it mean? This is Chinese verses. What does it mean in English? I'd love to have a professor explain to me this part, and I want to ask him, excuse me, English, please? What does it mean? What does it mean? So the Dharma nature is fundamentally pure and undefiled, and he became enlightened. How? This principle, and how do you get there? How do you realize this principle? Yes, 5.
Is the Pen here more like originally or fundamentally?
Fundamentally, originally, same thing.
So to me, it means that there was no the nature of Dharma nature was had no defilement, and all the defilement is what our force thinking produced by our force thinking. So maybe that's how you can be enlightened. Just know that all the force thinking are false.
Very good. Yes, you too.
Thank you, Master. Peter says, it means everything you do according to your Dharma nature is good and virtuous.
Very good. This is why I'm asking my Sanghas to learn Chinese. The Chinese is much more precise than the English translation. The Chinese actually said the Dharma nature originally or fundamentally, originally is good, it's actually better than fundamentally, but it's the same concept. Originally is pure, free from all defilements. Okay? It's so precise. It's not undefiled, but free from all defilements. What is the difference between undefiled and free from all defilement? This is the precision of the Chinese teaching. Change its in, free from all defilements. Okay? Wu Chu Go is free from all defilements. It's not undefiled, it's free from all defilements. It's very precise. Yes, 5.
The free from just means it doesn't come with any defilement.
Can't hear you.
The free from means it doesn't come with any defilement. That's
No.
the originally, there's no defilement.
No. See, that's why you may understand the Chinese, but you don't understand the teaching here. The Avatamsaka Sutra teaching is so beautiful. It's not theory, folks. It's not like something that, a pie in the sky kind of thing, or pipe dream or something. No, this is you. This is us. This applies to Mahasattva. Can you imagine the Mahasattva listening to this? Oh yeah. But you don't have that. But never mind. It applies to you too. And children too. That's not free from defilements, is it? But if we get afflicted, then are we free from defilements? You blame the children, then you're not free from defilements. Who's been complaining? Yes, you too.
We have a couple of comments. Daniel Wisniewski says, no form, no matter. And Peter says, it means Dharma nature comes from a realm where defilement never existed.
No. Anyone else? You guys are looking for something elegant, something like so sublime, so advanced, so elegant, so, so remarkable, so beautiful from JMT, yeah? Whose panda is that? Yeah?
Hello, Master. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it means that we can get to the Dharma.
He came all the way from Madrid, close to Madrid, to K-Land. He still looks like Espanol. Yeah. Give it time. You become Korean too, like Xienan. Go ahead. Yeah.
It's trying to say that we can get to the Dharma nature ourselves by seeing in everything.
Okay, translation. I couldn't hear you, sorry. There are lots of, 3 kids are running around here, screaming their heads off.
It's okay, sorry.
And we learn not to get afflicted. Because fundamentally our Dharma nature is pure and free from defilements. Yeah, go ahead.
I think he is trying to say us that we can get to our Dharma nature if we get free from all our defilements.
Actually, he got some tips from me. What it means, folks, is so beautiful. Because remember, these are advanced beings higher than us. Is that clear? They're Mahasattvas. You are not. Are you Mahasattvas? You don't look like Mahasattvas to me. You look like so afflicted. Okay? So he says, this flower-like Mahasattva, he became a Mahasattva. How? This is what interests me. He's not talking about 4 2 hands and eyes, Shrama mantra, or Avatamsaka Sutra, or whatever. You can think of prajna, teaching, whatever, okay? But how did he become here? He says, I became enlightened, so this place, the entry, he became enlightened by being mindful that the Dharma nature is fundamentally or originally pure and free from defilements. Meaning what? Meaning that every time he feels like yelling at 3 kids, no matter how justified it is, yeah? That is not free from affliction. You yourself say, this is a temple, this is a Dharma lecture on the Avatamsaka Sutra, okay? Do you realize that? Huh? And you let these kids run around and scream their heads off and no one can hear you? What happened to the parents? That is justified affliction, isn't it? But it still is defilement because you're afflicted. And no matter how justified you are. And he says, because of that, I will not complain and yell at those kids or their parents or master. Because I know you blame me. Deep down you say, really? What kind of temple is this? And I've been doing this for you week after week, day after day, because I let these kids drive you crazy. To help you realize that Dharma nature is fundamentally pure, free from your afflictions. And that's how you're going to become enlightened. You can recite the mantra all you want. You can recite the 42 hands and eyes. You can recite sutras all you want. But if you allow yourself to be afflicted by these screaming kids, you will never become enlightened. That's how he became a Mahasattva. Big level enlightenment. Isn't that so wonderful? You're looking for something exotic, so special, so sublime. You flew all the way from K-Land here, hoping to look for something so outstanding, so special. You could come back to K-Land and say, you know, my trip was worth it. I learned so much from this trip. And then you find out, after all the traveling, all the jet lags, all the American food, and no kimchi. No authentic kimchi. You realize that, oh, I just don't have to be afflicted. No matter what the reasons are. When they're so wrong, you still cannot be afflicted. Isn't that beautiful? You look at yourself. Am I afflicted? Okay? If I'm afflicted, then I'm not true to my Dharma nature. It's not the kid's fault. Certainly not Master's fault. He's innocent. And thank you, Flower Light Mahasattva. Isn't that beautiful? This is Avatamsaka wisdom. You should contemplate the single pore of the Buddha, for all beings are found within it.
如因观佛一毛孔，一切众生悉在中。
So he says, meditate and you want to enlarge your mind, okay? You just have to think about this concept. A single pore of the Buddha, you find all living beings over there. all crunched up together and fighting for space. Can you just get away from me? I need to breathe. I can't breathe. And when was the last time you took a shower? Macho Nacho. Just because you're fasting. Have you been taking showers? 7.
Before, yes, but I was told I shouldn't.
Kick him. See, now no one can touch them, including me. You see? So it's just amazing. You imagine all these living beings, all have to fit together in a single pore of the Buddha. Yet they neither come nor go. King universally viewing understands this. Why? We're waiting for you? You waiting for me? Waiting for something? I'm not afflicted.
不来，亦不去，此普
Every
见
single
王
time I
之
finish,
所
it's
了。
like a 10-second delay. Not that I'm afflicted at all. Are you done?
I just read it.
Okay, and yet they neither come nor go. Okay, again, it's called inconceivable because you just hear it and you see that eventually you keep on hearing this, then you no longer question it. Inconceivable means that don't question it, just listen, just hear. That's it. Don't try to understand. Don't try to explain. Don't go home and say, hey, mommy, you know how wonderful it is. You go back to Mexico City, and say, hey, hola, hola, mama. Inconceivable. I don't know, whatever. Okay? No, you just keep on hearing and hearing. Inconceivable. This I finally understood tonight. Inconceivable means that just listen. Don't think about it. That's what inconceivable means. You hear these things, you say, okay. You don't question it. All right? You don't get afflicted. King Universal Viewing understands this. So this guy, he watches everywhere. That's what he does. He watches TV. All right. Next section, next desire heaven. We talked about the world rulers. So our world are ruled by these world rulers. It's amazing. Okay, we think that Donald is actually running the United States. He's not. Okay, actually, our desire realm has 6 desire heaven to go into now this level number 4. We went number 6 to 5. We've just finished 5. Now it's number 4. Okay? And you see how these people became enlightened and what is that they do. Yes, Wei Mountain.
Emitofuo Master, just a quick question related to not having any affliction. Does Buddhas, if somebody really like threatening them or hurting them or like pushing their buttons, at some point do they ever get angry or they never have anger come in their mind at all? Like
I don't understand how you can have no affliction. That's what you were trying to tell me?
Yeah, I'm trying to imagine a state of mind where somebody doesn't have any affliction.
Why can't you say that? I don't understand how you cannot be afflicted. You talk like it's Indian way of speaking is how you Indians talk. You got to, how do living beings not have any affliction? Have nothing in their mind. Just tell me, how can I become no afflictions? English is very direct. You want me to address, other people? I don't know how to address other people. Ask for yourself, okay?
Yes, Master, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Okay. Let me remind you, it's intellectually his question makes sense. Actually, it's very stupid. It's between us. It's so beautiful. I love these people who are so smart. They say, intellectually, it doesn't make sense to me. How is it possible that not to have an affliction? Is it okay to have affliction? There must be some affliction. It should be okay. Right? Hello? He says, okay? I was about to explain that to you, and thank you for the question. It's not about how can living beings be free of afflictions. It's not the point, sir. It's not the point, all people. Hear these things, he says, how can I be free from afflictions? All right? There's a huge difference. If you separate yourself from, like, well, she's afflicted, he's afflicted, and everyone else is afflicted, how is it possible anyone have no affliction, free from affliction? It's irrelevant. The question is about you. This is why the Chinese teaching is so elegant or eloquent, because it's not personal. You know what I mean. You're smart. You understand. But the proof is that the Indians don't understand the Chinese verbiage. Okay? It means that's why he asked, how can someone be free from defilements or afflictions? No. How can I be free from defilements and afflictions? Let me answer you. You look at your mama. Okay? Are you free? Yes, that's right. Right? That woman right there. When you look at her, are you free from afflictions? If you are, okay, then congratulations. Okay, next, if you're free from afflictions from her, then you look at who do you don't like. You understand my point? I'm trying to get to you is that this is not theory. The principle is that we are free from afflictions. Our nature originally was free from afflictions. Somehow along the way, we picked up these afflictions. We get afflicted so easily. Just like that. Yeah? We question everything. We want to understand everything because it has to make sense to us. Because that's how we function. Okay? So that's why to undo that, you have to learn. This is what cultivation is about, folks. The principle is you're free from defilements, from afflictions. But when it comes to you, you look at who's making me afflicted. I'm asking you. Don't nod your head. Your son. See? For him, exactly, comes out right away. My son is making me afflicted. So look at that area and cut off your afflictions. That's the meaning of the teaching from a Chinese. Does it make sense to you? You can hear all you want, you can talk, it's so pleasant, we're free of affliction, we're pure and so forth. No, we're not there. So that's why every time we're afflicted, we look at ourselves. Why am I still not free from defilements? One defilement, one affliction at a time. You come all the way from here to go forest, okay? There's a chance for you tonight until midnight. I will not ask you not to sleep tonight. After we're done, okay, your assignment, your homework is to look, cross your legs, and see who's afflicting you a lot today. See, all of you say, oh, that's a lot of work tonight. See that? That's cultivation. You only want to know, oh, my nature free of affliction. Oh, that's it. I'm so happy today. No, after you know that, you should look at yourself. Why am I not? Okay? Did I answer your question, sir? Yes, Wei Mao.
Master, I have a follow-up question to that.
Yeah?
Seeing something, seeing the source, to me, doesn't necessarily mean getting rid of it. So let's say you're able to get to it. How do you lose it?
Yeah? So? Let's be specific. Okay? Are you married?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Divorced?
No.
I don't want to talk to you. Who's married? It's so much easier to talk to married people. Why? What's the matter with you people? I'm so afflicted about this. Can you be married when you look old enough to me to be married? The point here is that I'm glad he asked. These people, they challenge me constantly. And it's annoying, but then at the same time, it makes sense. Okay? What you ought to do, because there's so many afflictions, okay, that where do you start? This is my problem. When I began to understand the teachings here, I said, so my master is gone. Master Hsuan is dead already. He left behind this. You're not supposed to be afflicted. And I said, say what? I'm afflicted. I've been afflicted all my life. Where do I start? Okay? So, this is, be patient. I'm coming to I'm coming to giving you an answer. I'm paving the way. I'm mise en scène, okay? So I was very, 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 very worried because afflictions are endless, remember? They're endless. Where do I start? So I started by looking at the people, my biggest afflictions. For most people, usually it's the wives. That's why I ask for married people. It's much easier to talk to them. So quiet here, go first. Master likes controversy. Okay? So, the reason why I talk about this is because I want you to look at what really, really bothers you. Don't tell me about, I'm going to work on my greed, my anger, my stupidity. Baloney. You're not going to impress me talking like that. I want you to think differently. I want you to think that, okay, I'm supposed to be free from afflictions. Where do I start? Where do I begin? Okay? So you begin with what really bothers you most. Okay? Let's say, assuming he's married, because that's safer. Okay. If it really bothers you, my point is that it really bothers you, and you recognize that's the source of your afflictions, that you exactly at that point in time will have a much better idea on what to do to stop yourself from getting afflicted. Am I making sense to you? That I am a divorcee. You know what I mean? You cut it off. You know what I mean? I know, I'm joking, of course. Don't listen to me. I joke a lot, okay? I don't know why you keep on coming. What Dharma are we talking about? Avatamsaka Sutra? These are all jokes. The point is that you have to sincerely look at really your biggest afflictions, okay? And maybe second biggest in some cases. Second biggest. Maybe biggest is too much for you. Okay, I settle for second biggest or third biggest. You don't have to always get the biggest one. Get one that's kind of hard, the top 3. How's that? Top 5, top 3. Okay? And then you choose one. You say, okay, I'm going to cut this off. It's important for me to cut it off. And when you identify that, I assure you, sir, that you can cut it off that easily. As easily as drop it. As soon as you don't want it, you drop it. It's that easy. It's because, and this is, I'm serious, I'm no longer joking. Let me tell you, if you really are bothered by something so deeply and you recognize the source of that affliction, it's a lot easier for you to drop that. It's no longer theory. When these people ask me about theory, so how I don't know how to drop my affliction, because it doesn't bother you yet. That's why you don't know how to drop it. But if it really kills you, it really bothers you, there's so many ways. You know, you go like this so that they can't breathe. You go like this so can't, you know, and this, so you can kick them, you know. God, there's so many ways. If it doesn't bother you, so who cares? Yeah, time's running out. Speak quickly.
Quick follow-up. That dropping in practical, real-life terms, is that immediate or gradual?
Master Xu Xuyun has a very, very good example. I read him too. That's how I can criticize him. I don't criticize people until I read them and get to know them. He says, how do you drop your afflictions? He says, when you realize that you're holding on to a venomous snake, what do? You say, oh, I like you, I love you. You throw it to your neighbor right away. I would throw it over there across the street right now without thinking. You understand? Once you identify it's a poisonous snake, I assure you, you are not willing to hang on to it. Master Xu has wisdom. It's so beautiful of an example. It's only you hang on to it right now because you don't realize it's a venomous snake. You call it your friend. And there's an Arhat who also says, and let me teach you a word of wisdom to his disciple. He says, don't befriend women. He's a novice. Okay? I know, I'm misogynist, I admit. Okay, so this Arhat here says, you want to become like me? Okay, beware women. Okay, number one. Number two, he says, don't play with snakes. This is in Vinaya. So the disciple who believed his master stayed with women. As soon as women came, so. And this is what monks do. That's why I was trained, by the way. I'm speak from personal experience. I came to Master Shewan's temple, so as soon as women came, I looked down. So after I left, okay, I met these Caucasian women, and they came and talked to me. I looked at them once, I said hello, and I looked down. And then they started talking to me, and they moved a little bit closer. And I turned, and they turned. So we turned in circles, 360 degrees. And that's how I implement, don't get close to them. It's not that easy, let me tell you. But anyway, so this is what we train. And so this novice here, he would not talk to women, would not draw near women, but he likes snakes. So he adopted a snake as a pet. And he got killed by his own snake. Because he didn't know. That's the moral of the story. You hang on to it because you don't realize it's dangerous to you. If you realize it's dangerous to you, you toss it out to neighbor. Does it make sense? It's that simple. Your nature is a nature of self-preservation. You realize it's dangerous for you, it's no good for you, you drop it like a venomous snake. It's that simple. It's not theory, folks. That's why I ask you, look at what really bothers you, what's really killing you right now. He's thinking. No more questions tonight. Thank you, everyone.